実に私に従え。
じゃじゃーん。歌え、僕の名のもとに。
この天下でさ
ほらほら、
勇気はあるか。
ほらどけよ、ほらほら、寒いから気をつけろよ。
世界を熱狂の渦に
葬られよ。
これと
恐れなくていいさ。罪に向き合うんだ。逃げるな。
アクセル全開。
さあ、ほらほら、
それせい
それ、ちゃあ、
ほっ君に捧げよう。誰かのために歌うわけじゃないけど、もし立ち止まって聴いてくれる人がいるなら、ほんの一瞬でも心の安らぎを感じてくれたら嬉しい。やあ、はは、光よ。はそれ、は入れよ。我が集結させる。や、力よ。はっ、魂よ。お披露目だ。 我が集結させる。そら君に捧げよう。やっ
この偉大なる力は神官のため。
神月
そうが
来る永遠なる。ふっと
太陽の方向をせい
や
止める勇気はあるか。
いざ
シャッセやっ
無力なボンシューメン。
せいはっせいやっほっせいいざ勝負さ
燃えよ
弱小万物。奮起。
せい頭上を焼き尽くす。
六人に死に。
せいやるではないか。
鎮圧。
加速すると
宗樹の加護
初装消化。重枠昇格。
烈日よ私に従え。
せいやっほっはっ
そんなはず。
輪廻に永遠の風の神
この天下で裁く。
三月よ輝け。
僕はまだ。
Okay, that's my resin spent, so now I can go start in Varka's and make sure I do it today, because I only have less than 6 hours to beat it before I run out of the bonus, the completion bonus. Like, no, sorry, not the completion bonus, because like I get the completion bonus regardless. It's the limited time bonus for doing Varka's quest on patch. I only have less than 6 hours to do it. See, these are proximity-based quests I don't mind. When they're clearly marked on the overworld, right? Where whether you've selected the quest or not, there's an indicator on the overworld, hey, there's something here. So I knew there was Yoimiya's quest coming here. Or Yoimiya's antidote. Because it was on the fucking menu. Like, that's what they should just do at all times. Any quest you have should have a marker on the minimap. So that no matter which quest you are tracking, you will at the very least know where all the quests are. I think the combination of quests that you're not actively tracking can still bring you into its quest line based on proximity. Basically, if you're not aware the quest is there because you're not tracking it, and walk past the area, you'll still start that quest or continue the quest. And I don't think you should do that, right? Either A, stop fucking doing that, which is the simple thing. Just make every quest triggered by talking to the NPC involved in the quest. What a shocking development that is. Like, something you already do for some of your quests. Just do that. Or, if you're absolutely dead set on making them proximity based, then just make sure that all quests appear on the minimap. And the thing is, that is a little more complicated, because if you're a new player, a new player to the game, you're going to have a shitload of quests that you're actively working on. So your minimap could be filled with those quests. So it's like, it would be kind of overwhelming if every single one of those quest markers were on the map at the same time. So it's like, that's why I'm like, yeah, the obvious easy answer is just stop making them proximity based. Just no matter what, force the player to interact with the NPC to act as a confirmation that they want to do this quest. The fact that they're proximity based is really fucking annoying and has fucked me over more than once. Now in this case, they put it on the minimap because it's an anecdote. All anecdotes appear on the minimap. So I knew this was going to happen, even though I wasn't tracking the anecdote specifically. Even though I wasn't tracking it specifically, I knew it was there because all anecdotes appear on the minimap. It's like, would it be that fucking hard to do that for side quests? For quests? Not really. Would it be easier just to not make them proximity based so that you don't have to even worry about putting side quests on the minimap? Yeah, it would be insanely easy. You already do it for a lot of quests. Sorry. Yeah, I'll rant about that every single time. I mean, I think this is a good way of doing it. At least people know it's there. My biggest complaint is just the fact that there's instances where you get blindsided by a quest you didn't mean to start or continue because you weren't tracking it. Because that's the thing, is that when are you going to get screwed by that? Well, when you're not tracking it. Well, when you're not tracking it, well, it could be all the time, right? Like, obviously, since you can only track one and only one appears on the minimap at a time, the odds of you not tracking the quest go up a lot, because if there's any other quest you have that you're working on, you're just not going to have that current one selected. Now, to be fair, some of these are like character quests or event quests, and so chances are you are working on those over other quests, so it doesn't impact everybody all the time. But still, it's just like, come on, man.
注文内容の確認が完了しました。ふふん、これだよ。見て見て、見して見して。ゆらゆらプランターフィッシュって名前にしたよ。ほら、魚が動いて水の中をこれでもその松坂って子たちが魚を飼えないことを心配しなくて済むよ。しかも、へえ、植木鉢で魚飼うんか。松坂も岩尾もサイカもよ。甘いものさえあれば、君も気に入ってくれた？材料がたくさんあったからいっぱい作ったんだ。大丈夫。ヨイミヤ姉ちんにたくさんプレゼントをもらったから。でも か全然回せ。で今回は愛のちゃんのために。ほらこれ。やったー。勝利した方はコマで遊びながらくるむかけが。そういうこと。ヨイミア姉ち、早く早く。愛の昨日たくさん練習したんだよ。うちに勝とう思ったらあと100年は修行せなあかんで。私も試してみまし
I
た。
always like that kind of makeup.
コマを打つ
The one that
力
like
加減と角度、
creates those
タイミン
little
グを正確に計算
get like
した
the eye makeup.
力を加え続ければ
The one that extends beyond the corner of the eye and like turns it up like that.
はい。
I think it looks
私
nice.
にとってはコマを回すことより
Always been a
自分
fan.
の責務を忠実
Obviously,
に
like you
果た
can,
すこと。
it has to be like not
くるむかけを
super crazy, right? Like not super obvious. Like
愛のとヨイミ
I
ア
think
さん
there
を
are times when people, when there are women who just like overdo it.
愛のはとても
And
楽
it's
し
just
そう
like
にしています。
it just looks too heavy. And like obviously for her,
愛のに新
not
しい友
enough
人が
of
で
it,
きたの
for Yoimiya.
何よりです。
It looks nice because like she's very orangey, and this is just a light little touch up near the corner of the eyes. It's also orange, so it kind of matches her aesthetic. All right, cool. I get that as a furnishing item. Nice. Okay, so that should be it. So now let's. I have 8 days to do that, so let's do this. Although actually, before I do that, let's do the test run first, before I forget. Yeah, so I thought, I always saw him do Animo Cryo, so I thought he was just Animo Cryo. I didn't realize his elemental blade depends on your party comp. So I'm like, oh, that's actually really cool. Because, yeah. Ammo damage. Oh, okay, so it's a priority. So even if you have Pyro and Hydro, you'll do Pyro. Oh, wow. So Cryo is the lowest priority of all of them. So basically, if you want to try to be like, oh, I want him to be Cryo so I can melt and put a Pyro in your unit. So it's like, oh, my Pyro will do off-field damage. And so he can do on-field Cryo so he can get some reverse melts in. You won't. Just having the Pyro unit in your party will prioritize it. So you'll do Pyro. So you need... So if you do have a Pyro, you need to focus more on off-field Cryo for that. Okay. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, yeah. I felt the cooldown between his skill. I thought like there were times where he seemed to have 2 charges. Maybe that's when later called installations. But I noticed that when I was doing it, when I was using him in the event, I noticed that doing normal attack seemed to reduce the thing. So it's like, okay, so you do, or maybe the combat event where he was given to you as a trial character. I noticed like, oh, okay. So you press the skill first, then do normal attacks, then you can press the skill again for a big attack. In the actual event, he actually had 2 charges, so you were able to boom boom right away. Oh yeah, I never even tried the leap. Yeah, so it seems like it's like 1 second per normal attack. It reduces 1 second per normal attack used.
危ない。
物語は始まったば。
一緒に遊ぼうよ。逃げよ。
みんなは俺が守れ。
レッカ俺についてこいとはっちえあっ
No, he's pretty cool. Honestly, he is. His playstyle is pretty fun. I do enjoy it, and the fact that the fact that he can do his elemental blade, no matter what, is really interesting. Or it can, the fact that his elemental blade is infused with an element depending on your party means that he can be basically useful in any party. So, and one of the cool things about Viridescent Venerer, so ideally it seems like you want to have two Animo on his team. One, he gets a DPS set, and your second Animo character has the Viridescent Venerer set. So, and then you probably want to pair him with two of one element type. So you're only swirling that. So 2 Pyro, 2... Actually, it was exactly what Varka's trial was. It was 2 Pyro, 2 Animo. Varka being one, Venti being the other. Because the cool thing about that is that when Venti triggers Viridescent Venerer, it reduces the Animo resistance as well as Pyro, or whatever it swirls with, which is Pyro in this case. So basically, both Varka's Animo attack and Pyro attack both get a damage increase because of the reduced resistance. And so if you give Varka a good DPS set... Okay, so how the fuck does Flynn work? Okay, so yeah, I don't know how skill works. Okay, so go into skill form. Okay, so he can use the enhanced skill. Every time after using his enhanced skill, special burst. Huh. So I don't get what... Can you just use your... How often can you use your enhanced skill, though? Let's use it... Okay, I guess, maybe.
ほら、いや、お静かにと。さあ、目を閉して。はっ。地の底へ、いや。せい。
How long do I stay in the state? Oh, I got it. So, when going into that state, you can do it immediately. And then it's like every 6 seconds. So it seems like you get... it seems like the way I was going at it, it seems like you get two of his enhanced skills per rotation. You get one in the beginning, and then one in the middle, and then you run out. But then by that point, you can do your enhanced skill again.
6308式ユニット超拡散塵となってください。
お静かにさあやっはっさふっと夜分に失礼ふっはっや
Okay, so that's fine, I guess. I never really used to... Okay, I never... It just sucked every time they forced you to use him, and I'm just like, I don't know how to fucking use him. I don't own Flynn's. I kind of want Varka because he definitely feels fun to play. Let's see. Oh, hey, someone said Hertha was no longer at her spot. Now she is. I didn't realize that was Hertha. Like, she popped up as part of the story or the event quest as like the Drake person. And I didn't realize that was her, because it's been so long since I interacted with her. Because I've long since been... Damn it. Yes, thank you. Thank you for fucking prioritizing the missing poster instead of the fucking door. Awesome.
暑い日にカクテルを作るなら、まず冷水を注いだ後に氷を入れ。
そんな常識、10年前から知っているわ。
二人とも、店
Wait, what? Why? Is this to chill the glass? Like, I would assume this is the only purpose of doing this is to chill the glass, which I guess kind of makes sense because you don't want the ice to melt prematurely, and if the glass is warm, if you just put warm things in, I don't know. It's like, well, why don't you just chill the glass, right? Like, this is a world with refrigeration because we have magic, so just keep the glasses chilled.
どうや賑やかなのは悪いことじゃな。
父上とイロックの件について改めて残念に思う。我々は決して悪事を見過ごしはしない。俺が出発前に尋ねた件について、
Wait,
もう
what?
聞き飽きているかもしれないが、また考え
This is obviously to Luke.
セピロス騎士団は
That's the weird thing is,
いつでも
because obviously
お前たちを歓迎する。
his whole thing, the question I asked before I left. So then why are you expressing your condolences for an event that had to have happened before you left, right? Like, because wasn't the whole incident with his father the reason why he left the Favonius Knights in the first place? So, if that was the reason why he left, then presumably you've already expressed your condolences to his father, and you already expressed these exact sentiments before. So, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm sure you're tired of hearing me asking you, blah, blah, I'll always welcome you, blah, blah. So he's already said this before, so why are you sending him a letter to say, hey, I know I've said literally everything in this letter to you before I left, but I'm going to say it again. Like, and like, the father thing is weird, right? Like, you expressed your condolences once. You just do that once, right? But the Favonius thing, I would understand him asking again. Sure. It's like, hey, it's Luke, you know. I know it's been a while since I've been back. And I know you've been, you know, I just wanted to let you know that, you know, if you ever, the Favonius Knights will always welcome you, so you're more than welcome to come back whenever you feel like, just let me know, right? Just to reiterate that, to be like, yeah, sure, like, you express your condolences and your regret that he's gone, right? You did that before, so don't do it again. Like, don't, why bring that up again? Like, that's stupid. It's dumb, it makes no sense. You express your condolences. Most people don't constantly say, yeah, I'm sorry for your parents passing, right? Someone says, hey, my parents are dead. You say, oh, man, that really sucks. I'm sorry you're going through that, right? You know? And then that's it. You say it the one time, and that's it. Everyone drops it, and you just let the person get on with their life, you know? If they want to bring it up again, sure. But it's not the kind of thing you bring up more than once, you know? You bring it up once, realize, oh, shit, they're dead? Fine, sure. You know, I'll express my condolences, and then you never bring it up again. That's what guys actually do. So that's super weird that he even mentioned it, when he's clearly said these exact same sentiments before. Now, the Favonius Knight invitation is separate. Like, that's something that's like, yeah, sure. I know I invited you to the Favonius... I know I invited you back to the Favonius Knights back then, but it's been many years since I've been gone, and I just wanted to let you know the invitation is still on the table, if you ever so choose, right? That's the thing. No. So the first part of the letter made no sense. No guy would ever say that. For sentiment he's already expressed, no. No guy would ever say something like that. In fact, it's just kind of weird. Why would you bring up his father's death again? That's like, why remind him of the shit? Hey, remember the really shitty time of your life? Let's bring it up again. I'm going to bring it up out of the blue. I know it's been 5 years since you maybe even thought about it, but I'm just going to bring it up and rub salt in the wound, and then invite you to the Favonius Knights again.
その時、騎士団へ戻る気はないかと聞かれてね。
Yeah, and that's fine. You did this before. You did it once. You don't need to express your regrets. All you need to do is just say, yeah, you know, it's been a while since I've been back, but the invitation is still open, right? That's fine.
それ以外の因縁については、もう過去のことだ。
Exactly. Dragging them back up now serves no purpose. So why the fuck did he in the first place? No guy would ever do that.
だが当時のお前はなかなか吹っ切れなかった。あの頃の僕は未熟だったが、僕の答えは変わらないままだ。大団長も、今の代理団長も、あまりに巨大な組織の上に立つ者は、足元に潜む影が見えなくなるものだ。
I mean, you say this, but this is the exact same sentiment that would actually lead a lot of people to go into the... They are too honorable, they can't see the shadows that lurk beneath the surface. And so most people will be like, I have to be that person inside the Knights to do that, right? Because that's basically what IA is, right? Internal internal. It's brought up in cop shows a lot. IA, internal affairs. That's it. Internal affairs. The internal affairs branch, which a lot of cops dislike in television shows, because basically what they do is they investigate cops, and cops have this incredible solidarity, which is fine. The problem comes when cops, actually do something wrong. Their fellow cops will cover for them when they should be saying, "Dude, you fucking broke the law. Like, you can't do that shit," And so, yeah. So I understand. It's like, yeah, because from their perspective, it's like, oh, they're investigating us. Yeah, but you do realize they're investigating you because you guys are doing wrong shit. And you might think, no, we're fine. But you don't know what every one of your buddies is doing. But yeah, like that's what IA is. It's like, yeah, if he went back to the Knights of Favonius and was given the authority to conduct his own investigations again internally, then he would be able to uncover these shadows and stuff. But whatever, right? Yeah, exactly. Kaya knows it. Now, maybe Luke's going to say that Kaya can do that.
へえ。騎士団の規則はとも。いい質問ね。それが私が騎士団じゃなくて。
こいつら喧嘩してる。
That's interesting. So are they saying that the church has less restrictions than the knights? I mean, probably, because it's not like the church has to uphold law and order. They just gotta, maintain the church and do sermons or whatever. I mean, sure. I understand both points, right? I understand both points. That, oops. I understand both of their points. And realistically, Kaya can be the guy on the inside, right? Like, Kaya and Diluc get along very well. So while Kaya can be the man on the inside, Diluc can be the man on the outside. Wait, where's Rosaria? Wait, where is Rosaria? Did she go upstairs? What the fuck did you go? Oh, there she is. Why the fuck did you, run upstairs all of a sudden? It's just the three of you inside.
退屈な喧嘩を聞か
気にすんなってローエンの代わりに手紙を届けるって言い出したのはおい
I mean, I think that's a little weird, right? You just have different ideas of protecting Onset. You're the fucking church. You don't really protect... I mean, you could say you protect their hearts, while the knights protect their bodies.
そうじゃないわ。ファルカはディルクさんが騎士団に戻らん。私やガイアみたいなタイプとは違って、純粋な正義を抱く者ほど過酷よりによってその出来事がファルカがとりわけ気にかけている北風に関することだから。あら、誰も君たちに話したことがなかったの？北風騎士の。あ、
ジン団長がさっき言ってたやつか？でも話がそれちゃって。
私もファルカが酒を飲みながら自慢話しているときに。
500 years ago, Jesus Christ, how the fuck would he even know that?
架け橋と呼ばれているけど、この1000年の間、有名なのは初代北風。
Oh, so they're not even it's not even like every single one of them is recognized by the wolf spirit. Because I thought that's how it fell by the wayside, is because the initial knight of Boreas didn't pass his teachings and stuff. He wasn't able to get recognition. But then they were like, oh no, but luckily his disciple did get recognition. So I'm like, oh okay, so is that how it's passed along? You have to get recognition. But then if that's not prerequisite for becoming a knight of Boreas, then it is just any title. So it's like, oh well, then the title almost got lost. It's like, no, you could just give anyone the fucking title. Like, if it was like you had to commune with this wolf spirit and you had to get its recognition to be considered a knight of Boreas, then sure, right? I can understand it getting lost. If the current knight is not able to pass on these teachings, and maybe maybe the idea is that it's actually the sword style. Maybe the Knight of Boreas, it's a sword style that was created by the original Knight Boreas, and so that's what actually needs to be passed along, and that's what actually makes you a Knight of Boreas. But I thought initially it was the spirit, the Boreas wolf spirit, that was what made you the knight. But when they literally say, yeah, not all of them had recognition from the wolf spirit, it's like, oh, well, clearly that's not a requirement. And then it's like, well, if that's not a requirement to be a Knight of Boreas, then isn't it just a normal title and you can just give it to whoever the fuck you want? Like, what are the actual prerequisites for this title? You know, if it's just some random person saying, yeah, you're a Knight of Boreas, then it's like, who the fuck cares then? It would never be lost as long as you fucking give the title to somebody else. There has to be something that you would have to inherit for it to even for it to be lost, right? If the title's almost been lost twice, then presumably that you have to be passing something along, and it's because that almost didn't pass along that the title could be lost, because there has to be some prerequisite. Otherwise, it's just like any title, right? You can just call anyone the Knight of Boreas, even if they don't have recognition of the wolf spirit, even if they aren't using the sword style of the original knight. See, that's also like dumb, right? It's like, oh, so there's some guy who earned the honor of the wolf spirit before he became Knight of Boreas. Yes, like the first one, right? The first one got the wolf spirit, then became the knight. Yeah, I would be surprised unless it's like there can only be one type thing, or if you have the recognition of the wolf spirit, then no one else can have it until you give it up, right? Until maybe you retire and then you let the wolf spirit go, and then it can find a new host or whatever, like a new person to recognize. Unless it's something like that, but because it is a spirit, couldn't he recognize multiple people? You know, but let's just say it can only be one. Okay, that's fine. But then it's like, well, considering you've previously said that you don't have to have the recognition of the spirit, then yeah, sure. Obviously, there's going to be people who gain the recognition first, and then get the title because of that.
最も完璧な騎士、最も正義を体現。聞いた話だと、彼のでも500年前のアビスの最悪で、数多くの戦友を失い、来る日も来る日も血みどろの戦いに。赤ぐ。
Oh, disciple of Rostam. Who is Rostam though? Like, is Rostam someone we're supposed to know? Why would they name him like that?
彼は魔物との戦いに明け暮れ、モンドと騎士団を去った。大切な人を失ったことで執念にとらわれたのか。でもその時、彼が騎士団はいつでもだから、ファルカはディルックさんが騎士団
I mean, I get that. I understand that. Conceptually, that is interesting. Or it's like, yeah, maybe he, fought really hard against the Abyss, and then he himself was just like, oh my god, I've killed so many things, I can't possibly go back to the calm life of Mondstadt. And so then he just, stayed away. And maybe if someone did reach out and be like, no, you're a Knight of Favonius always, they might have been able to bring him back. And it is interesting that they're saying, hey, Varka asking Diluc to rejoin. An interesting thing is that Diluc's kind of like best in slot weapon, is the Wolf's Gravestone, right? Stylistically, it looks pretty good on his character, and the effects work out pretty well too. Because I think it boosts your attack when you hit an enemy that's below 40% health, and I think Diluc also has a passive that increases his damage to enemies below 50% health. So it's like, oh, cool. Not only are you getting a huge attack bump once they're low health, but you also get a damage bump from your passive to do even more.
何年経っても相変わらず。
ファルカのやつ、大雑把そうに見えて実は気遣いの塊だったんだな。でも だよくわかんないこと。ジン団長の話だと、ボレアスと流浪の騎士がモンドに来たのはそうだな。
But yeah, like that's not even like nearly as bad as I thought. They're like, because it's like again, like you're making a lot of crazy assumptions based on like literally nothing. You're like, yeah, he was known as this, and then he ran, and then he was never seen again. Like, so you don't know what actually happened to him. Although I do understand why they think, oh yeah, sure. Like, I would understand why they would think the title would be lost after that point, because you know, he had a master, Rostam, who taught him, and that's how he became the Knight of Boreas. Is because he was recognized by the wolf spirit and then continued. But then when he ran away from the knights and did his own shit, well, obviously, how do you raise a disciple like that? So I can understand the idea that, yeah, sure, like, many people might think it would be lost, but it's like, it's crazy to think that, like, they didn't have any sort of writing in place to describe the fighting style. Shit like that, you know? Oh, I bet we're gonna have to...
見切りました。黎明の光を。価格守りし先行。
But yeah, so. So I don't understand. It's like, yeah, sure, like. Nah, it's probably Varka. Oh no, it's him. But yeah, I imagine there might have been some teaching. Either he did have a disciple, maybe, or maybe there was another disciple of Rostam who took over the mantle of Knight of Boreas after the dude disappeared. But it seems like some aspect of the title is just ceremonial, where they're like, yeah, you haven't actually fulfilled the requirement of earning the Wolf Spirit recognition, so we're just going to call you it anyway, because you were the disciple of the previous one. So it's like, like, in that case, it's like, it really demeans their whole point of, oh my god, it was almost lost twice. It's like, you can just name anyone. You can give anyone the title. It's a fucking title. You gave them the title in the first place, right? Like, he already had the Wolf Spirit recognition. It's not like he had the title and then he got the recognition. No, it means that anyone can do this. The title is irrelevant. The title is some random bullshit you gave to someone, which means it's some random bullshit you can give to literally anybody if you want. So to make it seem like it's like, oh my god, the title almost got lost. It's like, you mean you decided not to give the title? Because you can just give it to anybody. Hey, look, there's a 5-year-old kid. Give him the Knight of Boreas title. It doesn't fucking matter. It's a fucking title. You can give it to whoever the fuck you want.
まずは質問に答えろ。よし。少なくともパイモンのそのきょとんとした顔は。
I assume that he saw illusions that might have made him think that we were a wild hunt person.
狼たちが見ていた。そやつらがさ、ほう。
ここの主がそう言うなら悪いな。ああ、そういうことだ。ま、幸いなどくらいでの経験は無駄じゃなかった。
That's what I find like weird, right? Turns out the wild hunt all feel the same when you stab them. Why are you saying that? Like, you should know that. Like, that's the weird thing. Because the way the sentence is structured makes it seem like, oh, thank God my experience in Nodcry made me try this for the first time ever. You know? Like, turns out the wild hunt's like, yeah, no shit. Like, you would have had to have fought the wild hunt. You're a solo person going out and doing this shit. The whole purpose of the knights were even there were to fight the wild hunt. How is this like a new thing for you? Like, if anything, he should be like, yeah, fortunately my experience in Nodcry didn't go to waste. I dispatched of them like I did in Nodcry, right? He should be used to this, but the way the turns out thing, right? The turns out means that it's a surprise. It's like, oh, luckily I had all this experience in Nodcry, and it seems I found out just now that stabbing them still works. And it's like, wait, what? Your experience in Nodcry should have been fighting them. Why are you surprised that stabbing them works? You had to have dispatched them before. Why are you surprised about how these things work, right? So that's weird. So it could be a bad localization, But realistically, what he should have said was something like, yes, my experience in Nodcry really helped out. I was able to dispatch them like I did there, right? Letting us know, yes, I fought them before in Nodcry, because again, he even said he was a solo person. I mean, he was a scout who went out constantly. He would have had to have fought them. So to pretend that like this is the first time he's actually had to kill one is really stupid. And it makes no fucking sense. Oh yeah, so is it right? So I would assume Razor is going to be the next Knight of Boreas, right? You know? Because like Varka's the current one. And actually that's kind of an interesting thing, right? So like, who's the spirit that Varka has who's bonded with Varka? Like I would assume, considering how strong Varka is, that he has a communal bond with the wolf spirit, right? But like here's Boreas himself just chilling, right? And he's recognized Razor, obviously. And like Razor's burst is wolf shaped, although that might just be like him himself. Like he could be that. It could be that it's not because of a spirit, but he's just, you know, when he uses his vision, he just imagines it like a wolf, and that's why it just caters to his imagination. But like in this case, it's like, well, it seems like Varka has the recognition of the Boreas spirit, but then like Razor has the recognition of the Boreas himself. So like, does that mean, by extension, he has the spirit of Boreas has recognized two people at the same time?
奴らは遥か北にある痕跡をたどり、また会ったな。人の子のル。
つまり、ワイルドハントがなどくらいから
何時も知る通り、ここにある我は完全ではない。かつての魔人アンドリアス。
Oh yeah. So So that's why there's two portions. So the portion that Varka has is not the same portion that is right here. So Andreas broke into multiple splinters, one of which recognized the first Knight of Boreas and Nodcry, one of which this one.
魂の一部を何かに宿らせることは魔人にとってそう難しいことじゃないけど、魂をこれほど繊細に扱えるものとなると魔人の中でも数えるほどしか
I wonder if that's what the Sumerian deity did. Kashinaga. What was that? Greater Lord, or was it Kusanali? Greater Lord Kusanali? Is that what it was? Is that what that one did? Is it separated a portion of its soul and made Nahida? Or did it do something else?
そして軍狼の領主アンドリアスはまさにそれに長けている。銀融野郎これも風神の導きかもね。どうやらこの銀融詩人の僕が代わりに語ら凍てつく荒野をさまよう王老が偶然にも洗礼の広間に迷い込んだ。暁の星のように優しい歌声に魅せられ、人への好奇心と憧れを胸に、狼は故郷に別れを告げ、南方の都市国家へと向かった。高騰が崩れ、烈風が静まり、かつて嵐と共に狩りを行った王老は己に問うた。狼は庇護していた一族を新たな神に託し、凍える北方へと静かに戻った。古き主が去りし500の冬、そして500の冬のように厳しい春が巡り、かつて狼が洗礼の広間に侵入したように、一人の騎士が
Yeah, so it's another 500-year gap, but this obviously can't be the current, or actually maybe it is the current one. Maybe, is it that he said that, so basically after the Bloodstained Knight died, the spirit went back to Nodcry, and then 500 years later, 500 years later Varka showed up, but that doesn't make sense, obviously, because like Varka would have had to have bound with the spirit, like, years ago, right? If Varka went to Nodcry and found recognition from the spirit, it would have had to have been, at least a decade ago. So it wouldn't be 500 springs and winters, it would be 490. if he found it, bound with it, became the next knight, and of course, when did he find it, right? Now, if Varka is not native to Mondstadt, then presumably it'd be even earlier, right? Because he would have had to found it maybe 20 years ago, and then came to Mondstadt, joined the knights, worked his way up the ranks, and then became Grandmaster, and then went on a trip 5 years ago into Nodcry to help them out, right? So, time-wise, it's not 500 years. Unless, of course, they're trying to allude that this is the very, very first night. But then again, why use the 500 years again, right? We know the Bloodstained Night happened 500 years ago. So, I mean, I would assume that this is Varka, right?
笑い声と歌声が王日の鎮鬱な大都市を風のように抜け、人が望んでいたのは、騎士の旅はまだ終わっていない。そうして物語の結末を狼は書いた。銀融詩人が語るバージョン。
その問いは
なるほどな。お前は1000年前にその騎士と一緒に
Oh, okay. So this is the. Okay, so this is thousands of years. This is after the God War, then. So I don't know. It is confusing every time they use 500 years ago type thing, or any sort of time period that lasts for 500 years, because obviously it makes you think of 500 years ago, where the Abyssal Calamity happened, because that's the thing that's constantly referenced. Oh yeah, 500 years ago. Greater Lord Kusanali made Nahida. 500 years ago, the Calamity happened. 500 years ago, this happened. So whenever you mention a time period of 500 years, I'm thinking, are you trying to say that this happened during the Abyss? Or are you saying that thousands of years ago, this happened, and then he was just chilling there for 500 years, and was found again? But that was still, thousands of years ago.
むしろ同情を向ける先は1000年前に。だからこそ、卑劣な異物に隙を突かれ。
だが、俺たちが灘くらいで北風の痕跡を調べたとき、不穏な兆し。
アンドリアスはあの湖畔で深い眠り、死脈の彼方より。
Oh, are we gonna finally go to that sword?
匂いを感じる。
純白から血染めになった最強の北風騎士のこと。
少なくとも我の記憶では、その寿命は常人と変わらぬはずだ。汝らが古国と呼ぶ地。
Yeah, I mean, it could be that he was corrupted by the Abyss, or it could be that he was incorporated into the Wild Hunt on his death. But yeah, one would assume that the tale of the night they told was the very first Boreas night, and that's what brought one of the Boreas spirit back here to watch. And that became the tale of this, and then, yeah, it just kind of gets confusing when it's you mention 500 years, but it's not related to 500 years ago, but then you still mention as part of the cutscene 500 years ago. So not only do you mention a time period of 500 years, but it's not the 500 years ago, but now we're going to mention the 500 years ago. So come on, man, just don't even mention 500 years, Just say, hey, Boreas went to Nodcry. He slept for an untold period of time, and then he was found, and he invited over. Because then you would bring into question, oh, which one of the knights? Is it probably the first one, right? But the second you bring in the time frame of 500 years, everyone's going to think about the Abyssal Calamity 500 years ago. Because that's the only hard date we really have. We know vague dates for other things, like the Archon War, and when Nibelung did his shit, and we know vaguely when that happened, but the date that's constantly mentioned over and over and over again is 500 years ago, is when all the shit hit the fan. So it is a little frustrating when you mention that time, period, when you mention 500 years, when it has absolutely no relation to the 500 years ago. Then just don't even mention 500 years. Say, give it any sort of different time. Just don't even be vague about that.
ただ、その友達は一度に大勢を乗せるとスピードが落ちちゃうん。
仕方ね。などくらいのことは 最強戦力、モンドを脅かすワイルド。
俺もモンドの
レザー、汝の鉄の爪を我に。
Oh, is he gonna wait? What? He had that sword? Oh, that's kind of cool. Wait, why are you giving this to us? Oh, okay, so the current name. Okay.
放浪の領主は配下の狼たちに魂の。
だが人の心臓と死体では狼の魂をゆえに魂の混濁を避けるため。だがあの騎士に欠けておるのは力ではない。必要な国風の王老は。
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, why are you giving us a great sword? We're only short sword users. But it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna use the Varka. I got it.
準備ができたら声をかけてね。
Actually, I thought he was gonna give it to Razor. I thought he was gonna say, hey, here, Razor. Now you're charged up. Although maybe he can imbue Razor with his soul easier because of his wolf-like tendencies.
などくらいでワイルドハントとやり合った経験がモンドでも。
I mean, it does make sense though, like the fact that they were able to get here, because obviously there's a connection between the two portions of Andreas. So if they traveled the ley line along that connection, they could just pop up here. Hey, where the fuck's Venti? Oh, there he is.
それじゃあ出発の前に何か気になることはある？今回の動乱の根源は軍狼の領主にして北風の彼は吹雪を越えて名戸位より訪れ竜巻の魔人と統治権を争ったものの高騰が崩れ去る時に自ら身を引いたんだ。その後北方へ戻り1000年の眠りにつき、そして初代北風騎士と共に帰還を果たすと。
Wait, no, you just said he's slumbered for 1,000 years. You said 500 winters and 500 springs. That's 500 years. No, it's not. I slumbered for 500 winters and then for 500 springs. It's like no. During those 500 winters, there are also springs. So then your fucking story was dog shit. You should have said he slumbered for 1,000 years. Like that would have been better. You said winters and springs, but both happened during a year. So when you're saying 500 of this and 500 of this, one would just assume 500 years total. But apparently what he meant was, oh, he slumbered for 500 winters. And then slumbered for 500 springs. So like you have to do it consecutively, not concurrently. Which is like, oh, well, that's fucking vague. Because that was confusing, because you mentioned 500 twice, which obviously makes us think about the Abyssal thing. The Abyssal calamity that happened 500 years ago. You should have just said 1,000 years, and then we would know, oh, okay, clearly it's not that. Because then, obviously, he would have gone to sleep over 1,000 years ago. But yeah, no, it's 1,000, he slumbered for 1,000 years before even meeting the first Knight of Boreas, which, even still, we don't know specifically what year the first Boreas Knight showed up. You know? We know that 500 years ago was the Bloodstained one. So we know at least 1,500 years ago, the wolf went to sleep. But even then, probably more so, right? It might even be 2,000 years ago, and 1,000 years ago was the first Knight of Boreas, and 500 years later was the Bloodstained Knight during the Conria calamity. And so, yeah, like, that wolf spirit could have been 2,000 for all we know. But yeah, a little vague since we don't know specifically when the first Knight of Boreas popped up.
自身の力を地脈へ注ぎ、モンドの北風の守護となったんだよ。それじゃあ出発の前に何か500年前、歴代最強の北風騎士となるはずだった自身の正義と騎士道を固く信じ、すべての不正を打つことを誓っ、残念ながら彼の死である幼い狼ルースタンも当時の王老の感じ取った血染めの気配がカーンルーヤやアビスと、それじゃあ出発の前に何か狼の魂は氷のように強靭で、アンドリアスはけど人の心臓と四肢では魔人の魂を受け止めることはできない。だから王老は人間のルピカのために魂、古い詩にもこうある。ただの鉄の武器が人と狼の絆によって 仁義となった。
Actually, I should check the weapon descriptions. It could be that one of the weapon descriptions
口では人
actually
間を受け入れない
references
と
this.
言いながら、それじゃあ出発の前に何か休む日。よーし頼むよトワリン。
Oh, so Rollins getting a lot of airtime in this patch.
さあ行くといい。
わかったってこのまま降りるのか。
Why is Hammond yelling? You fucking fly. Fuck. Wait, can I go past this? No, okay, that is a barrier. I guess I just gotta fall then. Whee! What the fuck is that? Oh, it's a waterfall. Oh, wait, no, I can't get there. Where the fuck am I supposed to go? Oh, I see, I see, I was just supposed to fall.
奴らの攻撃もそろそろ息切れだ。
団長、あれは。
Superhero landing.
やっと援軍の到着か。
おいらもだぜ。
ぼちぼちってとこだ。ザゴはほとんど勝たず、戦うか撤退するか。さあ。
やはり急な時代のワイルドハントなど無謀の衆に過ぎんな。好きだが試すにはこれで十分だ。貴様は私また会おう。
Oh, yeah, he even says Roland. I was about to say, is that the corrupted Roland? Oh, is that what Roland did, maybe? Did Roland take the spirit into his body, and then that corrupted him? He lost his sense of self, and is that why it's a wolf now? Oh, or maybe not. Because he said in the name of the Bloodstained Knight, right? Most people wouldn't invoke their own name, right? If I was the Bloodstained Knight, I wouldn't say in the name of the Bloodstained. I mean, sure, I could also see that, right? But what's far more likely is that the wolf spirit within the blade was corrupted. So when Roland lost himself to his obsession, and maybe even got corrupted by the abyss, it's very likely that the wolf spirit within his blade also got corrupted, and that's why. And after Roland died, it's now taking up his mantle and continuing his obsession.
あの北風の狼みたいなやつ、アンドリアスか？ああ、いや、細かいことは置いといて。このまま。
そう焦んな。あいつとは一度やり合ってるんだが決着がつかなかったんだ。敵の正体については分析中だ。だがアビスに侵食された魔人殺すことは不可能じゃない。ただ厄介なのは、
あいつ。
いや、さっきのやりとりから感じ取った限り、そこまでだがレリルと比べて明らかになどくらいの全てを、アンドリアスの残魂までをも使いこなしてやる。お前も気づいてたか。今俺が切り落とした部分をアルベドとドゥリンが分析中だ。他の連中もタグ遠征軍。
Okay, I'm going to take a short little break. Normally I would call it a day, because I've been walking for an hour, but unfortunately I have to do this quest for the limited rewards. Limited rewards end today. So I have to do this quest within the next, 4 hours or so, or else I lose out on the limited rewards, and I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to take a quick shower, refill my water, and then I will continue and complete this quest. So, I'll be right back. You can watch Columbina sleeping. She's adorable. And I'll be right back.
君のペースについていけるか心配してくれてるの？大丈夫だよ。銀月の庭で毎日ずっと散歩してたから。 誰かのために歌うわけじゃないけど、もし立ち止まって聞いてくれる人がいるなら、ほんの一瞬でも心の安らぎを感じてくれたら嬉しい。
Okay, I'm back. Actually, wait one sec. I want to line up my YouTube videos. Actually, wait, no. Since this is a quest, let me keep this one going.
会議の場所は一番大きいテントのところっぽいな。もう結構集まってるみたいだぞ。みんなと話してみようぜ。
Hey, Stroda.
また会ったな。姉さんからあんたたちへの伝言を預かってるんだ。
月の狩人がいる空間の様子を聞きに蒼月の駒で。
ってことは今回のワイルドハントはレリルと念のため姉さんたちは観察を続けるらしい。あ、それとシカネーとコロンビーナからも伝言があるんだ。
Wait, wouldn't we not have to worry about that at all? Like, now that Columbina has her power back, wouldn't she be able to just, like, bitch slap wherever into nothingness again?
それにしてもこんなちょっとした情報を届けるだけでセピロス騎士団
Hell, like, even if he escaped the thing, she could just hunt him back. Like, she can just open the moon gate. Like, she had to use up all her powers. Like, she had to use up her powers in an emergency moon gate. But, like, she could, with her full power, presumably open it up again and dump him in there.
Sure. 短距離推進モジュールのクールダウン中。コミュニケーションモードに切り替えます。こんにちは、パイモンさん。旅人ファルカさんよりカチャカチャクルム掛け工房へ大量の注文を合わせてアイノの代理として。
ご明察の通りです。ただお二方はこの度の僕は皆さんと面識が多かったこともあり、推薦を受けてこの度の会議に何を背負う。
Yeah, so here, actually, this is all max, right? Yeah, so like now we have fucking, even though you'd think this would be a proximity-based quest, no, it's like interact with Varka. So why don't we just have all of them be interact with NPCs to continue quests? Oh, I see. It's because they don't want you to accidentally trigger it when there's the NPCs to talk to.
そうだ。と、状況はだいたいこんな感じだ。月の蒼月のこと碑文の館からの情報によると、月の狩人のいる空間に変化はないらしい。
現状を整理しますと、今ワイルドハントを率いているのは狼の狩猟のような存在。つまり北風の魔人アンドリアスが敵になったということ。
正確には古の魔人を支配する別の意志。
待ってくれ。あたいまだ話になんで急に1000年前の魔人とそれから今のワイルドハントにつながる。
それについては僕たちが説明。みんなは代償作用って聞いたことあるかい？体の片方の腎臓が傷ついた時に もう片方の機能が増強されたり、ワイルドハントも。頭を失った後、アビスは血染めの騎士ローランドの影を。
でもどんなに強い代償でもベリルの圧倒的な力も他人に化ける能力も、だからアビスはローランドと北風の
影はアームスワルトニル湖の近くで眠っていた北風の魔人を侵食し支配。けどなぜアビスがローランドを選び
テイバットを放浪してた時にナドクライや
ここまでは理解できたけど、
死んだ魔人は生きてる魔人よりも危険な、この遠征で得た情報なんだが、魔人が死に際に放つ力は天変地異にも等しい災害を引き起こす。魔人の死後に残る怨念はさらなる災禍をもたらすんだ。魔人の残滓が一度大地に染みちまえば1000年経っても消えやしない。
Oh yeah, yeah. That was the whole power on that was the whole power on the snake. Oh well, actually no, it was all. I thought it was all electric power. Actually no, it was a portion of it. There was the electric power left. I would assume by Raiden when she slashed the serpent, but then I think there was some sort of like corrosion power. Like there's that marrow you had to collect for like Sayu, and that was also like God remain type shit. For the karmic debt, I'm like, maybe, I don't know, like, is that, so that's what that was? It's karmic debt because of God killing?
そこに魔人の残滓まで加われば、ここで生きるすべてのものにと。
質問します。私のデータベースには魔人の残滓に中において魔人の抗体は状態化している事象です。
Well, as he said right here, it's what was it? No, it mentions it's the resentment, the anger, yeah, I mean contaminate the land. I thought he's mentioned specifically. Oh yeah, the wrath that remains after a god's passing. Yeah, so it's assuming like yeah, the anger, like we can kill him, but he's all full of anger and shit like that. And if we kill him while full of anger,
いい質問だな。栄養騎士。さっき。さあ、ボレアス。
この身の寿命は尽きた。もう汝と共に旅を我が魂はしばし静寂に包まれ、力はここの地脈へと変え、何も憂う必要はない。これは我が選んだ結末なの。眠る前のね。
Is this the first one? Is that how is the Wolf's Gravestone the first night?
すごい感知力だな。さすがだ。とにかくこれがボレアスが地脈に溶け込む前の最後の。ボレアスは最後に選択を下し、
それがアンドリアスが数千。
そして俺たちがこれからやるべきことは、アビスの侵食で支配された魔人を解放し、もう一度同じ選択を
Well, no, I don't even think it's like it. I don't think it's necessarily that. I think if you die, them dying is fine, right? They just can't die in anger. And the problem is in the God Wars, it's like, yeah, no shit, they're going to be like pissed and angry and stuff like that. So their remains are just going to be equally as bad. And then the idea is that even if they die peacefully, their remains still have power. And if you corrupt the remains, then now the remains will, do some bad shit. So I guess with Boreas, what he did is he distributed his power, like on it before his death, he distributed his power into ley lines so that his remains no longer had any power. So even if they were corrupted, he'd be fine, regardless. So not only did he not die in full of anger, but his remains no longer had power because he had dispersed it. It's the best way of doing it. But realistically, just dying is not a problem. Although leaving your powered up remains in the world could lead to problems later. I mean, just look at the Moon Marrow. The Moon Marrow were heavily fought over by Doktore, which are basically the remains of the moon. So yeah, these remains of the gods were had a lot of power and were fought over. Even though they themselves were perfectly fine. Maybe besides Arlecchino's moon, which was corrupted, maybe.
この剣に込められた思いをもっと熱く。
ボレアスは今、モンドの地脈を侵食するアビスと戦っただ。初代北風騎士と共に旅をしてそれら破片を集めることで。
つまり初代
北。その心配はいら。大半はもうこの剣の中にある。
本当か？
ああ。ただ漠然と進軍してたわけじゃん。ワイルドハントやアビスだけじゃなく。
今の話を聞く限り。
そりゃ買いかぶりすぎだ。ある友人たちのおかげ。ただまあ予見できたのは。
Oh, is it Barbeloff? Did Barbeloff give him a warning or advice?
でなきゃ。それ以外は全て憶測と。ああ。ここからが本題だ。この剣に宿る思いをさらに強めるには、遠征前のボレアスの話じゃ、旅に出たばかりの頃が一番不安定だったらしい。などくらいについてすぐ、俺たちはワイルドハントとやり合い。
となると、
そのうち一つはローランドが現れる前に回収してある。ただ最後の破片だけは、今のところ敵はあのローランドの影だ。北風の歴史をよく知る奴は、きっと。
モンドから来た敵。
ワイルドハントが相手である以上。
カチャカチャクルム掛け工房もできる限りの協力をいたします。あたい何しに来たんだっけ？契約書にはサインしたけど、でもよく読んでなかったし。っていうか、あんな長いの誰も読まないだろう。
頼もしいな。情報伝達と戦場での連絡。
ワイルドハントの軍勢、そしてかつて魔人が歩んだ戦場を駆け抜けるとは、ヤフォダさんにはそれほどの胆力があったのですね。
ヤフォダさんの評価データを更新。次回はより上質な食材でおもてなしいたします。やっぱあれだけの大金にはそれなりの理由があったってことか。
俺は特定済みの破片の回収に向かう。何か進展があったら連絡してくれ。旅人、一緒に破片の回収に来てくれないか。よし、時間は待っちゃくれない。
備え、そういえば私もいざという時のため。
古の魔人の破片。ただまあ、
やったれヤフォだ。一度引き受けたんだから。
Darn. I marked this place because this is one of the on here at this location was a sword, and it's like I think it was right here. There were these three like wolves, three wolf marks, and you had like three wolf spirits. And once you did that, once you did that, it guided you up to this spot. Hey, what the fuck is this? Oh, this is... No, actually, no. Maybe Varka needs this. I was gonna say, like, this, it's Geo, so you would think it was, Zebai, but I don't think this was here for Zebai. But anyway, so there was a wolf spirit here. And I was like, oh, are we gonna go up here? Because, like, I tried interacting with it, and it didn't do shit. So I was like, oh, maybe the Varka quest, perhaps? Like, this seems like a good pop. But now it's like, nope, come over here. I'm like, god damn it. Because, like, also, it's like you had to do these three... You had to find the three wolf spirits around here to then have them activate the mark, and then you follow them along a Sealy path all the way up here. But would the quest require you to do that first? Like, they've never really forced you to do world quests so that you could do something else. So it might be one of the things that once you complete all the other shit, that maybe it's something that only is unlocked after you've done this quest, maybe. So it's not directly related, but once you've done this quest, maybe it will be activated. So I'll definitely go check it out afterwards.
狼の魂の破片ってここにあるのか？見当たらないけど。
ちと邪魔なもんがあるな。栄養騎士、任せていいか？旅人、パイモン、この戦いが終わったら一緒にモンドに帰って。
待て待て、一緒にモンドに帰って飲もうとか言うつもりじゃないだろうな。戦う前にそんなこと言ったら縁起が悪いぞ。
ん？そうか、気分を上げてやろうと思ったんだが。だったら遠征前にみんなで撮った写真でも見るか？
おい、妖精って、そんなことより早く破片を探そうぜ。魂の破片か？
モレアスから魂を物に宿す方法を教わった。この魂を俺の前にも同じことをやったろ。ただ念のため。
人間を愛する方法どころか愛そのものがわからないだって？
なぜ笑う？
すまん。そんなことを考えてる時点で君の中になんとなく予感がするんだ。
いいな、この旅の果てに救いなどない。たとえ血で漆黒に染まろうとも純白の上に立たん。アビスに忠誠を誓うことでしか不条理の運命を断ち切れぬというのなら、私はその道を進もう。
やっぱこれも影の石に侵食されちまってるようだな。はあ、大丈夫だ。幸いまだ完全に侵食されちゃいない。処置すれば平気だろう。いや、アビスの不純物を浄化するの、侵食を逆転できるか試してほしいからだ。
逆転？切り離す？
ちょいと実験がしたいのと、ついでにローランドの記憶を覗いてみたくってな。ああ、確かあいつは千の風に宿る。実は俺もだ。
まるでどこぞの銀融詩人が。
Well, yeah, of course he doesn't know shit. Like, I have no clue. Yeah, of course he doesn't know, because like it's basically like someone trying to describe how to use a power, and it's like for Varka, it's like power he doesn't even have. So of course he doesn't. Yeah, like maybe it's like we have to, because like we absorb it into ourselves and we purify it. So maybe if we like transfer it through ourselves into another location, we can condense it there.
友人を助けるためにナタで米を釣り上げたことがあるんだって。八神の国、さまざまな概念が流れる川から。
あの時は船も網もあった。
八神の国に比べりゃこの破片は水たまりみたいなもんだし。
思いや感情という横糸と縦糸を使って網や縄を編めば、愛と憎しみを
When the fuck did he ever meet Mama?
思いで存在を見つけ感情を引き出すのだ。
ローランドってやつを全く。
そうだな。 これを使ってみるのはどう？
なんだ？
500 年前の北風騎士、幼い狼ことルースタンが、弟子のルースタンがアビスの最悪で命を落とした後、ローランドはモンドを離れ、光の獅子といえど、己の影のような存在だった弟子を見つけることはできなかった。
すごい骨董品だな。
So I just put it in my pocket, because I'm sure a 500-year-old letter is fine just sitting in my back pocket.
準備万端。
俺はどっちかっつうと、使徒手紙ってのは、人が初めて文字で思いを託すために使ったもんだって誰かさんも言ってたぜ。ダメ元で試してみても損は。
Well, how do you know if it's even working? We could be purifying it for all we know. Hey, maybe shut up while I'm doing this. It's like, this is the first time I've ever used this power. Maybe shut the fuck up while I'm trying to concentrate.
貴様の言葉がすべてこれまで切り伏せてきた魔物、守ってきた正義、偉大なる故国は理不尽な裁きを受け、偉大なる故国の民、我が騎士道はかような不公平を断じて許さん。
Unjustly? Really? Wrongfully cursed? Like, they were the ones that invited the Abyss power. They are the perpetrators.
その道の名がアビスであるならば。
That's so stupid.
私はアビスに忠誠を。
So he's a moron. Got it. It's like, dude, I mean, obviously, he probably wasn't told that. He probably was like, we were just punished arbitrarily into creatures. Now, obviously, I would say it's a little bit of an injustice for when the upper echelon get corrupted by the Abyss, the entire civilization was fucked up. Sure, right? That's obviously not a proportional response, but like, they were the instigators, and they were the ones who caused this shit to happen in the first place.
これが血染めの騎士の最後の物語だ。その後、彼は人の世界を離れた。君たちもおかしな話だと思わないか？北風の騎士よ。
Who is that? So obviously it's a Conrail because of the eye. It's probably not Dainsleif. Is that for Daphne, maybe?
あの目、俺たちが過去を覗いてる間、あいつも俺たちを覗いてたってことか。まさか。
Yeah, sounds like, yeah,
おそらく、モンドを離れて放浪してたローランドは、地下にたどり着いた後。
That is interesting, though, because like basically that means that Rhaegar survived, so he was one of the five. Ryandotter was alive too, in a fashion. Although it's hard to say, was her merging with the goddess something that she needed to do to survive and she would have died otherwise? Or was it something she did just as an experiment, just for shits and giggles? Hard to say. That means 2 of the 5 were alive. So what about the remaining 3? Is Verdofnir somewhere? Oh yeah, no, and we know Sir Logi is still alive too, because he just fucked off to the Abyss and is chilling, and so basically 3 of the 5 are, well, I mean, you could argue Rhaegar's life is kind of at its end now, but like we know 3 of the 5 are still living in a fashion, which would make it seem that the other 2 are also alive. So I don't think Dainsleif is considered one of them. I don't think so, right? It's the guy who's in charge of the magic college. I forget his name. I think it begins with a T. And then there's a 5th. Maybe it's Dainsleif? Maybe Dainsleif is the 5th? I don't know, like, he didn't seem corrupted by the Abyss, and he seems to be so against it, so I wouldn't think so.
カーン・ルイアの境遇を知った奴は 神々の採決こそ何よりの不幸。自身の知識や共にな。だか
まさか
ああ、同感だ。もしあいつが本当に未来を知ってたなら、ワイルドハントとローランドとはいえ、ローランドが持ってる情報を軽んじない方、今やワイルドハントがロ
Visionary.
ー
It
ラ
must
ン
be
ドの目と
Verdofnir.
耳になってる。
Well, yeah, Verdofnir is the
勝つ
head
ため
of
に
the
は
Abyss Order, so
一
he's
手
still
先を読まな
chilling.
きゃならん。
So yeah, Verdofnir is still pretty much alive. Oh yeah, yeah. So that is the fifth. The fifth was Verdofnir. So it's Rarier, Rhindaughter. Wait, no, did I include Verdofnir? Oh no, Sertologi. And then Verdofnir is the Visionary, so he's likely still chilling. And then there's whoever was in charge of the Magic College. What was his name? He was mentioned in Nefer's character quest. I forget what his name was now.
一つ作戦がある。知ってるやつが少ん。って作戦だ。すまんが危険のない作戦なんてどこにある？それに魔人の残滓を片付けら。たとえ失敗しても、指揮はアンセムとアルベドに任せられるし、モンドには
他にも手はあるんじゃないか。
あったらよかったんだが、どうやら敵はこれ以上待っちゃくれないみたいだ。
おーい、そっちはどうだ？
ああ、破片は無事回収した。
大ピンチだ。あんなに次から次へと湧いてくるワイルドハントは初めて見た。早く応援に来てくれ。
急ぐぞ、時間がない。とにかく俺を
More than she's ever seen, like more than even when Rarier showed up, because like supposedly Roland should not be as strong as Rarier. Although it could just be that she just never saw that many. Oh shit! So this is actually gonna be even longer than I expected. God damn. So okay, so I have basically 4 hours to do it. But the fact that they even warned me about it means it must be pretty bad.
ヤホだ、前線はどうなってる？
出発してすぐ襲撃にあった。けどアルベドの提案で2つの
妥当な判断だな。破片の位置を特定。
でも多分作戦を見抜かれてるっぽい。捜索に当たってる隊はどっちも苦戦してて、地図を持ってるからこれを見ながら話そう。敵と遭遇する前に目星をつけたのはこの辺り。2つの捜索隊はこの2カ所にそれぞれいるはずだ。
だがワイルドハントのせいで情報を届けられないってこ。
主力部隊はとても無理だ。あとは 方支援部隊があります。イネファ？目標地点に着陸。これより現状を説明します。後方支援部隊はアイヌを手伝い戦術物資を整えていましたが、現状を知るや否や
気が利くじゃねえか。
そうだ、イネファは飛べるんだし、こいつに情報を届けてもらえばいいんじゃないか。残念ながら飛ぶには工房にある発射台が必要な上、短距離噴射モジュールも冷却中のためしばらく時間が必要です。後方支援部隊も状況はあまり芳しくなく、戦闘1回分の物資しか持ってこられていません。どちらを先に支援いたしますか？
どっちもだ。片方を助ければもう一つの部隊の支援に行けるだろ。すぐ出発するぞ乗車。
任せとけってワイルドハントだ。助けに行こ
おかしい。戦闘が始まって随分経ってるのに。敵のペースに飲まれるな。後方支援部隊は周囲に利用。
はい。付近に爆弾を設置するのに最適なポイントを見つけました。
よし、俺の合図と同時に設置に移す。
後方支援部隊行動開始。
大団長、栄養喫茶よかった。気をつけてください。奴らどこからともなく湧いてきて、いくら倒してもキリがないんです。
やっぱりな。なら補充が追いつかなくなるまで叩き潰すしかない。後方支援部隊の準備が整うまで持ちこたえろ。よっとだけろ。設置が完了したみたいだ。制圧すると。よし下がれ。はっ。突破用意やれ。だいぶ戦力を削いだな。奴らの体制を整えるまでしばらくかかるはずだ。今のうちに一息つこう。ついでに
はい。調査の結果、破片のありかをこの範囲にまで絞り込みま。
と言ってもまだ広いな。
ライトキーパーは我々とは別に調査をしています。
ああ、今からそっちの。
もちろんです、大団長。
私たちは戦術物資を使い、敵の勢いもだいぶ落ちましたし、
ここもひっきりなしには。
援軍か。おい、奴らの足止めを頼む。この厄介な
お前ら聞いたか。行くぞ。はっ。よっと、それと、よっと、はっ、もっと激しく、よっと、はっ、切る、よっ、敵の勢いが落ちてきたぞ。今がチャンスだ。
よし、待たせたな。
あれが霧に隠されていたワイルドハントの源です。壊せば増援を止められます。
セピロス騎士団突撃せよ。
もっと激しくと、俺についてこい。よっと、もっと激しく、はっ、あっ、レッカ、よっと。やっと片付いたな。
騎士団の皆さん、ライトキーパーを代表して支援に感謝します。
そうかしこまるな。アビスの前じゃみんな運命共同体みたいなもんだ。
もちろんです。調査の結果、破片はこの辺りにあると思われます。
おお、これならなんとか見つかりそうだ。
だがワイルドハントが妨害してくる。
喜んでファルカさん。
よし、いよいよ大詰めだ。行くぞ。また霧に隠れる気か。まったく懲りない奴らだな。ライトキーパーが霧を払い、セピロス騎士団が突撃する。合図で行動開始だ。
了解。
燃やし尽くして明けの明星。
あっ、レッカー。よっと、はっ。
ライトキーパーは霧を払う準備を。
それ。よっと、はっちよっ。俺についてこい。はっはっはっ。よっと。それ。はっ、レッカー。もっと激しく。はっ、よっと、もっと激しく。北風が制圧する。よっと、はっ。
こっからは反撃だ。
よっと、はっ、はっ、よっと。はっ、レッカー。と、はっ、よっ。
悪あがきしある旅人ファルカさん。これまで同様、まさか俺たちが頼りないとか思って
頼んだぜお前ら。セフィロス誰一人欠けることなく。
Oh, good. I was gonna say, like, Jesus Christ, do I have to actually fight all of those guys solo?
すべて集めたようだな。
派遣に侵食はないし、回収中に襲っても来なかった。
決したる者、そのような卑劣な行為をするはずがなかろう。もしこの体が休息が必要なら待つ。家庭は望ん
ごたくはいい。戦うならさっさと始めよ
う。ならばこれまでつかなかった決着をここでつけるとしよ
う。皆さん、骨を何本かやられただけだ。エッグベルトはどうだ？
危うく。
じっとしてろ。オイラたちがすぐ手当てしてやるから。
俺たちのことは気にするな。自分で何とかできる。
今動けるのはあんたらだけだ。
俺たちの大団長を。
私を殺さないよう手加減しているのか。この決闘は騎士道の公平さに反しているな。私はマジ、貴様は作戦を見誤った。
Oh, is that what they were testing? We're gonna try to extract his corruption from the god.
すでに見抜かれていては成功するはずなかろう。アンドリアスの疑問、ボレアスの答え。誤った道は広く歩きやすいが、やがて破滅へと至るもん。終わりだ。貴様の剣は砕け、狼の魂と思いが宿る対象ももはやない。共にアビスに忠誠を誓うのだ、国風騎士。いずれ貴様。
ここから先は風を捕まえる。
Oh, is he baiting himself? He's using himself as bait so the wolf spirit will possess him so that we can then... Yeah. So if the wolf spirit possesses him, then we can extract the wolf, we can separate him from the wolf spirit without worrying about the god.
北風とローランド退路はなく。まちょ。はっと。はっ。セピロスケ。誰が落としたんだ。
孤独な遠征者よ、私を彼のもとに。
いつの時代も世は汚れと不公平に満ちている。私は圧政に苦しむ者たちを救い、不義を正してきた。私は悪しき者を討ち、暴君や邪悪を切り捨ててきた。だが、いくら剣を振るおうとも、不条理な運命の前では、人々はただ頭を垂れるしかない。彼らを救う道は一つしかないのだ。
ごちゃごちゃと 誰と話してんだ？とふっよっはっしっぷとふっ俺についてこい。よっとはっとよっしっぷあっふっそれとはっしっふっよっとしっぷ今度は鉄影ダンビラ。偽物には見えないな。
北風の名は必ず誰かが継がねばなりません。
Interesting. The Line of Light. That was the. Was it the one from 500 years? The guy from 500 years ago who was the Grandmaster at the time? Oh, wait, what? I haven't given him spin. Whoops. So it's EM and defense, it seems, and EM is a higher, so an EM spear, I would assume. I guess I assume what I should probably do is I should probably craft the, oh, wait, no, this is designed for Flynn's. Fuck, this is the Nodcry Spear. Shit. I guess, honestly, this is the better one, but he can't be in a team of... So he has to be in a team of 3 elements. And if he's going to be with Zebai, then you have to... I mean, Colomita obviously would be the 3rd, but they would need a non-Hydro or Geo 4th for this to be useful. That's actually a pretty good one. That's actually really good. I should probably give that to Gnari. Ooh, actually, no, that's a tough one. That's actually pretty good too, because of all the crit rate. With that much crit rate, it's the kind of thing where he could actually go crit damage with. If he has enough crit rate substats, he could go crit damage with his hat. Dude, are you kidding me? Literally the only shit stat on this, and it rolls twice into it first. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? The only shit stat on there, and it rolls 3 times into it! It's like, dude, fuck off!
血染めの匂いがだんだん濃くなってきた。これくらいなら飛び越えられそうだな。
いつの時代も世は汚れと不公平に満ちている。たとえ最も恐れを知らぬ勇士であっても定められた運命には抗えない。たとえ最も聖なる神であろうとも課せられた枷からは逃れられない。放浪よ、貴様がまだ人への愛を抱いているのなら分かっているはずだ。彼らを不当な境遇から救う術はどうあがこうと一つしかない。
By doing injustice on them first. Yeah, surrendering, it me by its very nature, surrender to the abyss, right? It's giving up.
俺についてこい。疾風せいとよっそれ。ずいぶん長い付き合いだよな。
まだ末路には至っていない。行け。
Oh, Wandering Light's Longing. Okay, so that's probably is. He's yeah. Okay, so this is the sword.
この風は俺を歓迎してないみたいだな。避けた方が良さそうだ。しっかりついてこいよ。まずい。
必ず届けなければ。
ここで途絶えさせるわけには。
狼の心の扉はもう目の前だ。
旅立ちの時に大軍を率いていようと、その末路で待つのは一人の戦い。孤独なる遠征者よ、前へ進め。
ここが狼の心の中か。ローランド。
幾度となく血を流し、幾度となく鍛え上げられ、幾度となく研鑽を重ね、生倉を携えた凡人はついに魔人に匹敵する力を手にした。だが私よりもよく分かっているはずだ。凡人の前世は長くない。5年後、10年後、貴様は老いていく。誇りにしているその力も所詮風に吹かれる砂の山よ。貴様の伝説は星々の下で燃える炎のように、夜が終われば消えゆく取るに足らぬ輝きだ。
そうか。俺は地上で輝く炎の光は天から降り注ぐ星の光よりも熱く燃えてると思うがな。
それは一時の輝きに過ぎない。100年も経てばその炎は消え、かつて貴様に照らされた者たちは光なき勘やでただ震えることになる。
100年経ってもみんな俺のことを覚えてると思うぜ。何百年も前のお前らのことを 俺が覚えてるようにな。炎ってのはそういうもんだ。一つが消えても次のがもっと高く、もっと明るく燃え上がる。
騎士の使命は救うことであり、求めることではない。だが貴様は後世の者に他者に希望を求めるか。よく騎士を名乗れたものだ。
ここでお前を始末すれば誰かに任せる必要もなくなる。姿を見せろ、ローランド。
始末だと？とうに体も意識も限界で飲まれるのも時間の問題だというのに。だがそれが望みとあらば、叶えてやろう、国風騎士。
思ってたのと違うな。
私は正しい道から外れたことなど一度たりともない。対して貴様は、今の貴様は竜を撃つ英雄。
That's so stupid, right? It's like, so but if you can't slay a dragon, you're not following the righteous path? It's so stupid. It's so short-sighted.
どうやら俺たちは
月の狩人の軍勢が敗れたことで、アビスによって力はローランドの全盛期に並べど、心は血染めの子ゆえに、私もまた正しくな、貴様を不当な境地から救いアビスへと導いた後、私自身も
外はもうお前の暴れっぷりに耐えられそうにない。
騎士が信ずる美徳はいかなる言葉でも揺るがる。でなければ全ての希望をボレアス。だがあの狼の魂を宿した全てを覆す手立てはもはやなく。
全てを覆す手立てはともかく、援軍ならここにいるだろ
う。何？
俺が説得しなきゃならないのは最初から最後まであいつだけだ。ここは北風の魔人アンドリアスの、おい聞こえてる？覚ませ！北風の魔人様なんだ。
これが貴様の最後の抵抗と。勢いと願いだけでは奇跡など起こらん。帰る。地脈に帰る。これが我の旅の終点。
アンドリアス、お前の手紙。
これこそが狼が。
軍狼の領主よ、地上の人間を代表して感謝する。
ボレアスが地脈へと帰っていく。
勢いと願いだけじゃ奇跡は起こせない。そんなことは分かってる。
Oh, I see. He's accepting it into himself, and then we're going to separate it. Either we're separating it live outside, or he's planning on putting it himself, and then we're going to separate it after.
魂を宿せるもんは剣だけじゃない。
放浪の領主は配下の狼たちに魂の力を授け、
たとえ我にその意図がなくとも、人の心は
人の心臓に魔人の魂を宿すか。後戻りはできないぞ。だが騎士が自ら選んだ道を進むことを 止めはしない。
Retraced? That means... When did the captain say that? Did they speak? I mean, they could have, obviously. You know, this is close enough to Stesnai. He might have met the captain. The interesting thing is this is a path that cannot be retraced, which means it's been traced before. Interesting. I wonder who it was.
貴様の心臓と魂が崩れてゆく。
子羊が狼の胸元に、これが答えだ。狼に
剣に宿った狼の魂はおとりで、私に悟られぬよう王老の魂を自身と同化させ、その上で私に飲まれ。
王老の決意に比べりゃ強
靭な意志に優れた策略だが、それは騎士のあるべき戦い方ではない。
This is what I find stupid, right? But this is not the way a true knight fights. I'm sorry, but surrendering to the abyss? How the fuck is that the way a true knight fights?
貴様の魂はアンドリアスと一体化し、そうなればバルバトスもあの旅人も貴様も私も負けたのだ。残念ながら私にも貴様を救う北風と共に
Oh, interesting, the black sword. God, 1.0 sword. The 1.0 battle pass weapon.
すまないな。お前と一緒にかつてのローランドとは違ってよ。諦めるつもりなんざさらさらないぜ。
やっほー。
俺が帰るまでみんなのことはお前に任せた。セピロス騎士団はいつでもお前たちを歓迎する。さあ、モンドに帰るぞ。
大団長へ。
ファルカへ。ファルカさんへ。
家族
ルピーカ。
Are we going to anchor his spirit? Something with these letters?
人が初めて文字で思いを託すのに使ったものなんだよ。全部届けてあげてね。風を捕まえる異邦人。
Yeah, Monster has such great music. Oh, is this the net we're gonna use to catch him? The wishes of these people?
ファルカさんへ。
思いで貴様を見つけ、しかも同化を解くとは。絆を求め他者の助けを待つ騎士の正しいあり方ではない。アビスはもはや私の存在を許さぬようだ。だが不当な死を遂げた亡霊たちが貴様の帰還を阻むだろう。もし己が道を信じるのなら彼らを。
That's so dumb. It's like, yeah, using the help of others, like, it's not the path of night. What? It's the knights of it's the knights of Favonius, not the knight of Favonius.
遠征の最後は作戦なんてなしに結露を切り開けってわけか。ああ、望むところだ。
誠実こそ騎士の美徳。約束通り凱旋してください。
お前は一人じゃない。
その言葉そっくりそのまま返そう。
とチェーよっとはっはっ国風は南へ吹く何時の岐路を示さんこと。
That's a nice song. Where the fuck did this song come from? Oh, fuck off! Are you fucking kidding me? That's such fucking trash! Dude, fuck off! Where it's like, yeah, fuck you, like, you're gonna get hit by the fucking thing? Are you fucking kidding me? It's only because I got fucking hit by that and then they fucked me over again. It's like, yeah, you touched that thing that fucking spawned. Dude, fuck off! God damn these fucking attacks! Oh, I thought I was gonna get the like little reflecty thing, the bouncy thing, but yeah, I guess. I bet we're gonna take his hand with him. Like, I bet our hands are gonna reach out and grab him, pull him out.
前へ歩き続けろ。振り返る必要などない。
ファルカ、俺、名前の意味分かった。
みんなに迷惑かけたんだから、戻ったらちゃんと礼を言いなさいよ。
報告したいことはいろいろとあるんだが、まあ帰ってきただけで十分だ。
騎士団に戻るつもりはない。自力で何とかしてくれ。
大団長。皆であなたを待っています。
まあまあ大団長をやれてるだろ。その沈黙肯定ってことでいいな。かつてお前らが命を懸けて守り抜いたものは今もちゃんと残ってる。ああ、騎士団もモンドも、そして騎士の誓いも俺がしっかり守っていくさ。だからあの手紙は俺が代わりに届けておく。お前はあいつの影だが、時間があるなら代わりに読んでやってくれないか。ルーシタンもエレンドリンもお前のことを忘れちゃいなかったぞ。
Wait, didn't Rostam die? Wasn't the whole thing Rostam died and then... I mean, the other guy survived. He was the Grand Master. Already didn't. But I thought the whole point was Rostam died. Is in the Abyssal... in the Conrian Purge.
今回は本当に遠くまで来ちまったな。あとは風の導くままに。
Oh, I thought it was going to be something like he's going to be walking on, he's going to stumble, and then like our hand like grabs him and pulls him out. But no, I guess we just save him anyway. Wait, how the fuck did he end up here? Like, I know he let the wind lead and all that shit, but like, how did he end up here? Like, oh, oops. Okay, so I did fuck that up. This is a better shot than that. Okay. Like, where are we actually?
おう、また会えて本当によかった。
Oh, there we are. Yeah, you think we like have rescued him? Wait, how the fuck did you? How the fuck did you fix the sword?
ただいま。
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the reasons why. Again, I mean, one of the reasons. Like, Mondstadt looks very pretty, and the music is amazing. So it feels great to explore, and Leeway has fine music too. Honestly, I prefer the Mondstadt music. Inazuma. Honestly, I can't remember the music of Inazuma too much. We haven't been there in a while, so it just hasn't been refreshed in my memory. But I wonder if we're ever going to get other acts, right? Like, this was Act 1 complete, right? And there have been character quests that did do more than one act. If we look at this... See, Act 1... Let's see, who did... Yeah, see, he had an Act 2. Is he the only one who had an Act 2? Jesus. No, she had one too. Interesting. Did Venti have one? Oh, he had an Act 2 as well. Nahida did. Did Venti get an Act 2? Because it would be all Archons, and then, for some reason, sign it. Wait. Oh, no, this is going in order of oldest to newest. Venti did not. Venti did not. Zhongli did. So they had Archons, but then Sino got one too. Yeah, so they have other acts. I'm like, yeah, are they ever gonna do more acts for like other characters? Oops.
ここの風に当たるのは久しぶりだな。どこも昔のままだ。剣をおとりにして心臓に魂を宿。だが作戦の後半部分、思いに引き上げられて。
もしあの時旅人がローランドの不純物を切り離すのに失敗。
ああ、もともとはバルバトスに任せるつもりだったんだが、話を聞いたあいつ、結果的にお前を信じて正解だった。そうなったらバルバトスに無理させて、狼が、とはいえ代償は大きいし、成功率。ああ、いい質問だ。上等なダンディライ。
そんな安く済むわけないだろう。
ここの風に当たるのは久しぶりだな。そうだな。今回ローランドのなどくらいの拠点に駐在する奴ら以外は、アルベドとドゥリンも第一陣と共に帰る予定。ここの風、俺の未来か。バルバ。あ、だが今、ただそれでも、騎士団の雑務、最初に自ら残ると志願した騎士たち。
綺麗事言ってるけど、実際はモンドの仕事を全部。
冗談だ。
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, sure, he might be able to delay it, but, like, at some point, like, his excursion is ending. He is going to come back, and he is going to have to fucking... Now, I assume he's still going to make Jean do a lot of the work as well, because she's going to be, like, vice captain or vice grandmaster or whatever. She's acting grandmaster now, but presumably she's, like, vice grandmaster, so she probably has to do some of that work anyway. Okay, there we go. With 3 hours to spare, I got my rewards. Julio. Okay, yeah, I was right. It was a Varka. Weirdly enough, the Animo character needs a Geo to fight a Geo elite mob to get the thingy. Okay, let's pop in here real quick so I can do my just these dailies. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. So I did Varka's thing before it was too late. Realistically, yeah, I should have done this yesterday, but I was doing something in the morning, which led me to be unable to do it. And unfortunately, I really should have, because then it would have almost matched up. But honestly, like, I had only barely started, and it took a good, like, 2.5 hours to do it. So it's like, yeah, it kind of takes like between about like 3 hours to complete these, which is fine. Like, I like that. I like the fact that they are they are decent and shit like that. But yeah, so it is it is what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. I'll pop in and do my other quick Gacha game dailies, and then I will. I think I'll do a little more Digimon Time Stranger, because I have a lot of fun, and I figured out I didn't. For some reason, I thought you had to match the personality, and you had to have discovered it before. You had to discover the Digimon before, and match the personality to de-evolve. And I didn't realize you could just do it whenever, right? There is no limits on devolving at all. You could just devolve into whatever the fuck you want. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that. Shit. So like what I had done is I was like, oh, cool. Like I had found a few that had a matching personality type with its prior evolution. So I was like, oh, cool. I matched so I lock them so I can indicate, so I keep tabs on them, and then I use food to max out their trust, and so now they're 100% trust, and so now when I evolve or devolve them, they they get a fuckload of extra bonus points. So basically, every time you level them up or evolve them up or down, a portion of the stats they gained while leveling are added cumulatively to you. So as you evolve them, level them up, and then devolve them, and then level them up, and then evolve them, every time you do that evolution or devolution, you're actually adding permanent stats to this Digimon. Like, so my Angemon that I'm bouncing between Angemon and Magna Angemon. Now, before I was between Patamon and Angemon, but now I'm doing Angemon and Magna Angemon, and he has plus 100 across the board. He's just getting plus 100 stats across the board. And the biggest bump to intelligence, because both of them are intelligent-based characters. So it's like he's getting insane stats from that shit. And it also boosts their talent level, and their talent determines. Actually, shit. What I should do. I was keeping the ones I'm really powering in my reserves so I could use them. But what I really should do is I should actually start bringing. I should bring in other ones because if I bring in others, then they can build trust. And the problem is that the ones ones in my reserve that have the most like passive stats because they're in my reserves, they get the most amount of experience. Whereas in my non-reserves, they still get some experience, but not a lot, not as much. So they wouldn't evolve as much. But I do have a few other ones that also have a bond at 100% that have some decent stats. So it is pretty cool. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and basically I'm gonna go back and get back into that. Just gotta do my other dailies for my other shit, and then I will. Oh, nice. But yeah, so I'm gonna pop into. I have to do my other dailies first. Okay, let's get these done. So. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, my level. Apparently my level is... Oh, yeah, my level doesn't matter anymore. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it, but I will be logging in very shortly to play more, play more Digimon Time Stranger, and we'll, kind of focus on the story and see where it goes. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all